Horror Lies.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Body Bags. I'm MikeyFish Horror, and I'm your Friday host. Yeah, dudes, I'm rushing to do this because I totally forgot to do it. And I just remembered as I got out of the shower, so I was like, boy, I better do this now. So yeah, here I am. Let's do this. Okay, so the movie I got today is Hoarders. Yeah, dudes. I bought this movie as a blind buy. I got it at Walmart. It's put out by Echo Bridge, which usually is a pretty bad thing, but you know, I figured I'd give it a shot because it looked like it had monsters and there's a chainsaw on the cover, and anytime I see a chainsaw, I'm probably gonna watch it, you know what I mean? So anyways, this movie is about a group of people that are doing like a TV show about hoarders. That's actually a real TV show called Extreme Hoarding or something like that. Extreme Hoarders, I do believe. And or it was a TV show, I don't know if it is anymore, but it's a show that, you know, goes into people's houses that are hoarders. They feel like they need some help, or family members feel like they need some help, and you know, experts go in there and help them clean it out and let go of the stuff. And if you don't know anything about hoarding, it's a mental problem, you know what I mean? Like they have a problem and they just can't let shit go. I get it. I think we're all hoarders when it comes to, like, you know, movies and shit, so we get it in some way, you know what I mean? But these people are usually like hoarders with like everything. They just feel like they can make a use out of every single thing, and so they never throw it away. And so yeah, that's what this movie's about basically. But turns out each one of these houses that this hoarder owns, he owns like a ton of houses because he hoards so much stuff. He buys a new house every time he runs out of room in one house, so he can put his shit up in another house. That's pretty much how this is going. But the houses he owns are like haunted and shit, so that's kind of cool. And yeah, so like not only is it like a team of like hoarder experts, it's a team of like ghost experts as well. And yeah, that's your movie basically. And man, when I heard about that, when I was like, dude, I gotta watch this movie, that sounds hilarious. I'm not really into like paranormal movies, but that seemed fun, you know what I mean? And I heard it was pretty funny, so I throw it in, and yeah, it is pretty funny. It's a good movie. A lot of the characters make me laugh. There's like two guys that are like the cleanup dudes. Those guys cracked me up a lot. But you know, the comedy's really good, but it kind of goes on for a long time. You don't really get any horror until like the very last half, which was kind of sucked, because like this movie could have like benefited from like just comedy horror, like more horror and a lot of comedy elements, or just fun horror. It didn't have to be, you know, like an actual scary movie or anything like that, which it wasn't. But you know, they could have done a lot more when it came to that kind of thing. They didn't really mix it well. It was like funny, and then it was just like horror out of nowhere, and it was kind of like and it was at the very end, so that kind of sucked that it was at the very end and not like within like 30 minutes or maybe 40 minutes of the movie. It was just like towards like the last half of the movie, which not even the last half, the last quarter of the movie, and that kind of sucked. That really sucked actually, because I actually liked the characters in the movie. I liked the hoarder. I didn't really care for the doctor. I thought he wasn't that good, but he wasn't horrible. He was, you know, he was just whatever. He's probably my least favorite character in the movie though. The doctor that's trying to, you know, help the hoarder with his stuff. You know, he was just kind of a dick, but I didn't really like him that much. But everyone else in this movie did a really good job. I mean, that's not to take away. He was fine, but it just wasn't my favorite out of all of them. Yeah, I mean, you know, the comedy, it should have been, how can I put this? It was just a lot of comedy at the beginning, and it went throughout the entire movie, which I am not opposed to comedy at all in horror movies. I actually prefer it. I love it. I like my comedy horror. It's fun. It's just they didn't know where to go with it. It just drug for a long time. It just dragged and dragged and dragged. And it was just like, you know, it was a lot better than most Echo Bridge movies, no doubt. Like, it wasn't a horrible movie by any means. Like, it was shot pretty well. The jokes, for the most part, landed. Not all of them, but most of them landed. So, you know, there's that. And, I mean, it was good, like, script for what it was. Like, you know, the timeline was good and whatnot. So, you know, it was a movie. You know what I mean? It was a shot on, it was found footage film at that, you know, because they're shooting like a reality TV thing. But yeah, the monsters or whatever, and I don't know. It was what it was. I'm gonna go about even on this. It's average, very average. If I had to rate it, I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. And I feel like on certain days it might be lower, but you know, feeling generous. So 5 out of 10 for Hoarders. Yeah, I mean it's not really worth $10, but if you find it for cheaper, like if you find it at like a, you know, a place where it's like resold for like $3, I'd pick it up. It's cool to have, you know, for what it is. But anyways, and I think it's pretty original with that, you know, storyline of haunted, hoarded houses. It's pretty cool. But anyways, that's that, man. That's all I got for you today. Yeah. I will see you guys next time on MikeyFish. Later, dudes.